We're live.
Oh, we're live. Hi, guys and gals and everything in between. How are we? I'm probably going to get canceled because I said that. But anyway, we are back with another Nerdlationships. Finally, after 17 million years. So
Since July. I looked. The last time we did it was July.
Or 17 million years. It's the same thing.
I know. I know.
So how have you been? What's new with you?
I'm doing good. Not much new at all. Let's just move on.
Let's just move on. What? We've been gone for like 3 months. Hi, Rick B. Oh, sorry. I got to turn off my Twitch sounds. That's scary.
So yeah, back. It's actually really odd that our last part was in July, and I've actually been seeing somebody since July.
What? Yay! Well, then that's why we haven't had time to do anything.
I wouldn't say that. It's just work also over the past several months has just been horrible. So I mean you know that. Like I've explained that to you.
And I also worked in places like you've worked and with you, so I know what that entails. Hi, Rick B, if I didn't say that. I'm also fighting a cold, but
your Rudolph red nose does not give that away at all.
Damn it. Well, at least my teeth look good.
They do.
Hi, Chris. So yeah, today we are talking about. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to turn off my Twitch notifications, but we are talking about nerdy love in a high-tech world and what love looks like, being a nerd. And as I was writing this, I was thinking about how it used to just be the nerds on computers, and now it's like everybody. If you're not on a computer, people think you're weird. So it's kind of the lines have kind of blurred. Like it used to be just the nerdy guy playing his weird games. And now it's like there's social media and there's all this and everybody's doing all the things. So it was just a weird thing.
Yeah. By the way, thank you. I'm assuming that's Chris, the High New Gundam.
Yes.
Did he change his name on Twitch? No, that's his YouTube. Okay.
That's his YouTube.
Gotcha. Thank you. I am also favoring the beard. And my girlfriend likes the beard. That's
yeah.
I mean, I've been doing the beard since I think I started it around February, like just started growing it out. And actually the girlfriend really likes it, so I'm keeping it around.
I told you. Like most women that are worth anything, they like beards.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, as I said, not much to tell other than things are progressing nicely. We're very open, and we communicate very well about our feelings and our emotions, irrational thoughts, and everything. So, because both of us have a little bit of trauma regarding relationships in the past, which is not a bad thing. It's just something we have to communicate and work through.
Mm-hmm.
So,
makes sense to me. We all have bad relationships. We all do questionable things, based on past relationships. And then we realize, hey, I got to walk that back because this is not them. And so it is what it is. But the point that matters is that you try.
Mm-hmm. True dat, yo.
Oh my God, true dat. Hi, Cloud, by the way. Hope you and Jellybean and Crab are doing okay. So today, like I said, we are going to be talking about nerdy love in a high-tech world. That's the name of this episode. So we wanted to talk about, so it says how nerdiness and technology shape modern relationships, because even when I was in high school, internet was just starting, right? And like for you were a little bit older than me. So when you were like really first dating, there was no internet, or it wasn't really used the way that we use it today, correct?
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, dating services actually didn't come into, like, I mean, dating services probably like dating sites and stuff started probably I don't know, like what mid 2000s, which I was already graduated from high school and married. So I wasn't there for like the initial wave of dating sites, but then I did when I got divorced in 2011, I there were a couple dating sites like Plenty of Fish and crap like that.
Oh,
So
that's an awful sight.
I don't know. I didn't really do them very much. I don't
Right.
dating. I mean, we'll get into this later, but dating sites are just so toxic. It's not even
In
funny.
general, yes. And especially some of those, like, Plenty of Fish used to just be free. So you never knew what you were going to get.
Yeah, it was free. You could talk to people for free. You could connect with people for free. And then, as I said, we'll get into it later when we talk about dating sites. But like, it's a money pit now. It's almost like healthcare. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they take advantage of your disadvantage and they basically monopolize it. Not monopolize it, but like I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But
Monetize.
yeah, monetize your disadvantage. There you go. Monetize your health, monetize your relationships. So
But yeah, so um but we're going to start out with setting the vibe. So do you think being, like, we've talked about this a little bit before, do you think being nerdy makes it easier or harder?
harder.
Why?
Well, it depends on when we're talking about.
Let's say when we started, and then we can do a quick about 2025.
So I mean, like when I first, as I said, back when I first got divorced, like it. Now I can only speak from 2011. So I mean, like that span of like 2011 to like 20, I think it was 2015, 16, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like it was a lot of it was free, a lot of it was almost like Facebook. Like you could just chat with whomever, you could like whomever, you didn't have to pay for any of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think there were maybe some limitations in like who you could like, how many likes you could send or whatever and you could pay for more, but like like back then it was just like okay, I get my 5 likes for the day and then if I don't, if I like 5 people, I'm done for the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, but back then, like being a nerd, like, I don't know, like if you like, like back then it was just more like you just had to look stable. You shouldn't have like, because like being a nerd has only come into prominence in the past, whoa, I mean, like
Yeah, 10 years
12,
even
yeah, like 10
at
years.
most.
Yeah, like it's like back when my generation, kind of our generation, you're a little bit younger than me, but like back when all of us and them were looking for relationships online, you wanted to look as stable and as normal as possible. Now, granted, the word
Mm-hmm.
normal is not to be
Yeah,
normal is to be
relative.
weird.
Yes.
That is my philosophy, but you had to make it look normal. You had to look like you have your shit together and you are a normal person and you have all your stuff together, which we know none of us have our stuff together. None
Right.
of us are, like there's all of us have red flags. You know what I
All
mean?
of us. Yes.
All of us. Like there's not a single person that like you just
And
have to mitigate the red flag. So
right. And a
being
red
a nerd
flag to
though,
one person might be completely different to another person.
yeah,
So,
and honestly, being a nerd back then was kind of a red flag for a lot of people.
yes.
Now it's flopped. Now it's like, hey, here's my Lego collection on.
Right. And I think with the monetization of everything, stuff became more mainstream. And Disney's now a big part. Like, I think really, like, to me, it feels like when Disney took over Marvel and all of that stuff is when nerdiness was okay. Like, it became more forced out there, pushed out there.
Mhm. I don't. I think it was more how mainstream media appeared to those kind of nerdy things. Like
Mm,
like once the Avengers and like it became mainstream media. Like even prior to Avengers, like the X-Men movies, the Spider-Man movies, those were still seen as very niche. You know what I
mhm.
mean? They weren't big box office. Like Spider-Man was probably your biggest box office hits. Maybe it's some of X-Men.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, like but honestly, like every like that was it. video games were still seen as childish, and you shouldn't be playing
Mhm.
them as an adult, even though
That's true.
a lot of, at least men, I can say, in my generation did. I mean, we still played video games. We just didn't talk about it
Mhm.
online,
I
because we
had
were
my
like,
DS everywhere I went. So,
yeah. But
like,
I'm just like, yeah. But
but
again,
I did get like I people weren't asking me out. So, I mean, like I remember going to concerts and I haven't been to one for a long time, but like in that era of me going to concerts for those 5 years and um nobody was looking at me because I'm the girl sitting there playing her DS. Maybe that made me like I don't know if that was the nerd factor or it made me look like and I didn't want anybody to be around me, which wasn't true, but just a different
it,
concept.
it was parallel play. You wanted you wanted to play with everyone, but do your own thing.
Yes.
Parallel play.
Okay. That's what you want to call it, not antisocial. Because
Yes.
I have been
No, not
called
antisocial. It is
antisocial.
parallel play.
Excuse
So
me. So, as I said, I'm getting over a cold. I'm sorry for the coughs and the stuff, or trying to fight it, or whatever's happening today.
yeah, don't get any of us sick.
I will
Keep your
try.
germs off the internet.
Has technology helped your relationships, or have they complicated it?
I mean, so are you asking me or just in
I'm
general?
asking you, or just in general, whatever.
I mean, so technology has, I would say, yes, complicated it, but not in like the fact of like I'm getting in too much trouble. It causes me such anxiety, and it's such a toxic environment, which I've said many times before. The dating sites, the digital dating world, the ghosting, like all that stuff is just so toxic to yourself. Like
Mhm.
I I cannot implore enough how, I mean, like if you're going to get on internet dating, you need to be one of two things: comfortable with waiting or hot as hell. Be-
And
like
that's
that's
true.
it. Like, huh?
I said that's true.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like, I, you know, I was on those sites for probably months. And now granted, I wasn't out searching all the time. I wasn't like, but at the same time, in the modern era of dating and dating apps, it's, like as I said, people will look at, like, I've watched women when they're on dating sites, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
while they're dorking around on a dating site,
Yeah.
literally first picture, and like they don't even read your profile. And it's men too. You know what I mean? Men
Yeah.
do probably the exact same thing. I'm different because I would actually read a profile and I would actually look at all the pictures,
Mhm.
but I know that that is way outside the norm.
Right.
So it's like your first impression has to be a good one with a
Mhm.
picture, and your first line, because if they happen to read your profile at all, that first line has got to catch them. And it's like, it's so toxic to do something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I've watched women literally going, okay, oh, no, 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 no. And I'm like, you're not even going to stop and like look at anything else, just their first picture.
Uh-huh.
Like,
And
oh, that person has a
I
dog.
I didn't do so I've never really done dating apps or any of that stuff. But recently I did try to do Bumble BFF, which is like the friends version of dating. um because I moved to a whole new city, so I was trying to find some friends and I found myself doing that like oh, that person does not look like someone that I would want to hang out with. And then I'm like, wait a second, you didn't look at it. You didn't, you could be passing up your best friend in the whole world and you just swiped her away. So yeah, I totally understand that. And do you think that is our short attention spans? Because with technology, we have gotten shorter and shorter attention spans.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like nobody wants to read more than they have to. Nobody wants to, um it's just I don't know exactly what it is, but we all just like okay, okay, okay,
See,
okay,
that's
whatever.
that's that's why I want to start a dating site called Trailers, where all you get is like an AI generated trailer. You upload some
No.
pictures, and you type in like your profile, and then you don't even have to read. It's just as soon as you pop up, you go to the next person's profile and it goes, now you are looking at Jason. He's a meager person who likes Marvel and DC and podcasts. Prepare to be wowed by his comic book collection.
Oh my Jesus! No
You know,
one's
like,
by that.
dude, it's the perfect like, and then it's like watching a video instead of like having to read and look at pictures. Be like, look, as his dog is so cute.
Oh my Jesus. Yeah. I did watch a video recently about dating sites in general, and it basically they promote the people obviously who are premium members, and they promote the like they have done studies on what's beautiful, and they push those ones to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So your profile might not even get seen by that person because she only is looking for 10 minutes that day. And because they're pushing all the hot people to the top, or the premium members to the top.
But that's why I'm saying you got to be hot or have money. You know what I mean? Like, and no, I only mean money as in like you're willing to pay.
Yes.
But
Yes.
not like you have to be rich. No, you just have to be
You
willing
just
to
have
pay
to,
for the
yes.
premium.
Yeah. And it's
And
not
that's like
great.
That's like $30. Like, I swear, some of these apps is like $10 a week.
It was. That's how much it was, and it was might have been $14 a week for me to just to do the friendship one. And I'm like, okay, this is not like people are talking enough because we're women and we talk, but like after like a while, there's nothing, and I'm like, I'm paying for this for what? Like, it's not doing anything. I like there's a few people who like we added each other on Discord, and I tried to message, and I'm bad at Discord, so that means something. And nothing. So it's just a weird world we have right now. But like I said, at around 2011, I might have been like, so my life is different than lots because I joined the Army National Guard at 16 and then moved to the Army, and so like my life is different. I didn't really have a chance to like do all the internet things and do, because I'm in war, or I'm doing something that is not like I can't. So I didn't really get to do this sort of thing. My first date was with a Marine because that was who the options I had. So
Well, but that's indicative though of our life. So
Mhm.
I don't know which part of the notes we're on, but one of the reasons why like, so the note that the one that said, would we have dated if
Uh-huh.
tech didn't exist? Not we as in me and you, but like,
Yes, in general.
and my answer is yes. Every person I have ever actually met and started a relationship with, I have personally met before. Like, the one, the my
You
one
didn't
girlfriend.
meet you didn't meet her online, did you first?
No,
Oh,
mm-mm.
yeah, see?
No.
Like,
I met my wife, like my ex-wife,
uh-huh.
through church back, way
Okay.
back when. And then I've actually met this girlfriend, and then my last long-term relationship girlfriend, actually from work. Um, so I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
met.
you can still get dates, but like Squez and I would have never even met without the internet.
And I understand that,
So,
and that's wonder. As I said, the internet's a wonderful thing for communicating and for introducing people. But
yeah,
that's why I don't have an issue with that. I like people meeting online. Like, no, that's not the problem. The
yes,
problem is the apps and the way they monetize your
yes,
loneliness, your
yes,
misfortune, your mindset, even. Like,
right.
as I said, you and Squez, like, I love your and Squez's story because it's like you guys were just twitching, and like, I know that
It
sounds
was it
stupid.
was a little bit different because we weren't like on an app. We weren't doing like we were just
Yeah.
doing the thing that we do.
You were doing
Normal.
what you could do in real life, just
Yes.
you guys did it digitally, which again,
Yes.
you guys met, you guys started talking, you guys watched a movie together. Like, I remember your story, like, you
Mhm.
guys watched a movie together, you guys played games together. Like that's what you like nerds
Yeah.
could do. Like, like you can sit down with somebody and play a video game split screen.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean? Like,
that's what we did a lot because we didn't have, like, I was in Ohio and he was here in Virginia. So like we didn't have other options.
but that's what I mean is like that's good. Like that's not the online date. Like my problem is with specifically online dating apps. Like like I don't I think they all need to probably be abolished or at least reformatted
It's
or
just the
something.
way that they're, and I should find that video I watched and put it in the comments, but it's just the way they're formatted. Like Hinge is like a specific, I'm sorry, I don't know, I do not know how to turn those off, but Hinge is like a specific one that their line is let's use this, find your person and then kick it, get rid of it. Well, that doesn't work for them because how do they make money? How do they continue to keep, you know what I mean?
And look, I am okay. So I am okay with some kind of like advertising or them having a premium service. I don't mind premium services,
Yeah.
but you should be able to get the baseline of what you like of
Uh-huh.
like at the very least you should be able to meet people, connect with people, like people, stuff like that, like without having to pay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, okay, I want more than 5 likes a day, I want to show up as a premium member that I'm, sure, then pay for it. I'm not
Right.
telling people how to spend their money. And I do believe that if you provide a service, you should get paid for it. However,
Yes. On
it's like,
some level it's not,
but
yeah, more 10 to do even 20 likes and you have to pay for that. Like that's not even enough to like even see what's out there a day. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I mean, the other thing is some of these sites were just like, oh, you have to, in order to see who's liked you, you have to pay. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why am I on here then?
Yes.
If I can't like listen, I can like people, but then like how then it says, "Oh, 4 people liked you," but
Yeah.
you have to be premium in order to see
That
them. I'm
that
like,
was Bumble.
How? Like
That was
what?
Bumble BFF and I'm like, I can't even look at this person's profile to know if we're can go out for coffee. Like what the hell?
And
You
then
know?
yeah, and then there's the other one that's there was another one that I was on. I don't remember which one it was, but it basically was like, okay, so you can see who liked you, but then in order to chat with them privately, you had to pay.
Mhm.
And it's like, but that defeats the point.
Correct.
So it's like I believe people deserve like if they provide a service or I believe they deserve to get paid. But that's what advertisements are for.
Mhm.
That's what premium services are called if you want those premium services. But it's like gotcha games. Like really dating apps are gotcha games.
Yeah.
Like I can play a game without at base level. I don't need to buy anything for a game. Now if I want to buy something that's fine. But like look at these prices.
Mhm.
$10 to $15 a
A week.
week. Like it's insanity. Like that's you know what I mean? Like I don't
I totally get it. Where the hell?
but yeah, I don't know. So have you ever gone on a virtual date? Like did you and Squez do a virtual date
Yeah, we
before?
did a lot. So our very first date was with a chaperone, which was not intentional, but like it was a good way to gauge, I guess, if we liked each other. And then it wasn't so awkward because we did have a mutual friend in the chat or in the thing with us. So we all decided to go to the same restaurant that we had because we decided to choose Red Lobster. Everybody in the world has Red Lobster, right? So
I guess.
we she had one in California. He had one in Hi Leo Bear. He had one in that is not a view. We need blurs. uh he had one in Virginia and I had one in Ohio. But side note, I hate Red Lobster. I don't eat seafood because I like I don't like fish of any kind really. Um so I went to a taco place, but we all picked the time and um I got all dressed up. Just silly, but I did. I got all dressed up. I made earrings specifically for that night. I got like that matched my dress, and then I even like picked out shoes that matched. Not that I mean we're on a lap. I'm on my laptop, so then I went into um the one. I went into my I ended up going to my favorite taco restaurant, which is only an Ohio thing. It's called Condados. This is not sponsored. I just really love Condados, but they
Brought to
don't
you
have them
by.
anywhere else. So I went there, and plus they already knew me from I went there like 3 times a week, and B, because brisket tacos, and B, um, they already knew how weird I was, so I'd always pick a table that was like in the back, out of the way, and I would play my Nintendo or like my Switch while I was eating or waiting for food or whatever, because whatever. And so they already knew how weird I was. So I um set up my laptop, which was the first time I ever did that in like a restaurant setting, and I'm like, guys, don't make fun of me. I'm going sort of on a date. I don't know. And at this point, I knew that I liked Squez. I didn't know if he liked me, and I thought he might like the other girl more. Like I didn't know their dynamic. Um, but I'm like, I hope this guy likes me. I really like him. Like whatever. And so we had our first date basically at restaurants all over the country. So hi, Glitter. But yeah, so that was our first date, and it had like, and to me that's where tech is amazing, you know, like tech can do so good at making sure like if I'm sure you did,
That
you did,
my man, right there.
we would never know. There's sometimes I'm like, we're going to a gala and you're wearing sweatpants. Okay. I made him get some khakis. But yeah, so we are so like that's it in my back to my point. Technology can be really good for that. Like soldiers that are like missing their wives or husbands that are across the world or country right now. Like I saw a soldier the other day saying, hi husband and little kids that I have. I'm sorry I'm in Washington D.C. when I could be home for Thanksgiving. I'll be home whenever we're allowed to go home, whatever. And I'm like, my heart is breaking for that woman and those and her family back home wherever they were. And I'm like, but yeah, so it works for that purpose. I don't always like technology though. I'm kind of
No,
getting to be a Luddite.
well, and I mean that's the thing is like I mean technology. I've always said technology can be a wonderful thing. It just depends. Humans are what ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Facebook is I think Facebook is a wonderful piece of technology. I just feel like it's used for a lot of times used for the worst of all things, whether it's spreading misinformation, whether it's, you know, pitting people against one another. You know, you got your keyboard warriors, you've got, you know, like just a lot of times it's just technology is just misused in like just all of the wrong ways. And that's why I choose not to use it for that. I mean, sometimes I will get caught up in something stupid and I look back and I'm like, oh, that I really shouldn't have gotten involved in that. That was just stupid. And then I share like 4 or 5 stupid memes and I feel better.
So yeah, if in my case, if tech didn't exist, then Squez and I wouldn't be together, which would be sad.
Yes.
If but back before then, like I wasn't looking for somebody when I found Squez. And back before then, I was just not really looking at all. I had that one guy who we broke up like right after I was done at that nursing home. But we met because in real life because he was the delivery guy to a restaurant I was working at. So and I kind of prefer it that way. Yeah. And he doesn't have a digital footprint, which is weird. But yeah, so
Daniel Vance says, I'm playing the long game and just being me. Someday Winnie is going to say, I know the perfect woman for you and set me up with somebody. Daniel Vance, you deserve
everyone and anyone that you want in the whole world.
Except Scarlett Johansson, she's mine. ScarJo is mine.
Does your girlfriend know about that?
Oh yeah, she knows. She's like, you know what? She's like, I'd allow it.
I'm going to. Okay, sorry, Leo Bear's clawing my chair. But yeah, so yeah, he deserves anyone that he wants. Thinking that I know that person when I was just on Bumble BFF trying to make friends is a whole nother story. um, but yeah, so let's see. So which apps did you specifically use?
I mean, for me, I was recommended OkCupid. That is the only one that I paid for. Because somebody recommended it and they said, "Oh, well, I've had a lot of success on OkCupid." It was a girl, but so I mean, obviously, women have way more success on dating apps. Now, what I mean by success is what is traction. So, women have more success on OkCupid because guys will just go and go and go.
Mm-hmm.
Women have to filter through all of the crap, whereas men, like me, we don't like. 9 times out of 10, we're lost in the shuffle, and I've said that before. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, I don't stand out. I don't, and that's the problem with these apps is that if you don't stand out, then you're not going to make it. So, and like when I did OkCupid, I swear to God, I got I set all my limitations to like within 25 miles,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, and the other, all of my preferences and everything like that. I got so many like likes from people from Nigeria,
Oh
and
my
like,
goodness.
yeah, like all of them are from across, like in like a lot of them were from Africa or South America. I'm not even lying. And I'm just like, I put my preference within 25 miles. These people shouldn't be able to find me. You know
Right.
what I mean? But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so it was the biggest waste of money in my entire life. I don't even remember how much. I think it was like $50 that I spent for a month or something. And again, I just was like, all right, I'm going to try this once and see how nope, never again.
Yeah, Cloud
Um,
actually met her husband on OkCupid, but I don't know. So I also think Ohio's special in the kind of people that we have, and I don't mean that in the best way. um, so yeah, she's from Massachusetts, the whole like there, and they tend to be not always, but kinder and more understanding. And Ohio is just sometimes a fireball on the way to hell. Like,
Well, and I honestly feel like my generation too, like especially my age bracket, anywhere between like 38 and 45. All right, we're just a lost cause because like we were around before like this kind of technology was
mhm,
around, but I think we also feel like we deserve so much more. Like I feel like my like that age bracket, we feel like we are owed the perfect wife, the perfect husband, the perfect girlfriend, boyfriend. And like that's not how it works. You're
right.
not going to get the perfect, but that's what they're looking for when they're swiping nonstop. And
And I think, Dan, I think, yeah, that's an issue, and I think that's where like media and social media play hard into that. Is now like our brains are wired instead of just having the perfect one for you, it has to be the perfect one that will look good on social media.
yes. And again, that's why I say that those sites are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I was on eHarmony and I was on Tinder, but Tinder was more just fun. Like I would just sit there and like look at profiles and read them and be like, I never met anyone on Tinder,
But
but
I
I would read through
thought Tinder was for like just hookups.
not for me apparently. So
Like I remember my one friend being like, "Hey, aren't you from Talmadge?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I drove up there." She's from Mansfield, and she's like, "I drove up there for a fling." And I'm like, "You drove all a 2 hour drive just to do that, hook up with someone?" And she's like, "Yeah, whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, so that
gas
must be what Tinder
gas
is."
is not cheap. What is wrong with these people?
Oh my god, yeah. This was before it was all Tinder didn't used to have this many um fees and stuff. So
Oh
this is
yeah,
before
Tinder's
that.
got them all now too. But as I said,
Tinder
more
is
more
owned by the people that own OkCupid, who owns, I think they now own Bumble and whatever.
hey, thumbed up. I don't know if it'll do it again.
Oh, my reactions must be on. Sorry,
I thought it was funny.
but
Okay.
yeah. So yes, I have gone on a virtual date. Have you?
No, never.
No, not one, not all, not at all.
Nope.
And at least like your girlfriend lives there. Um, your girlfriend lives with you, or not with you, but like in your area, so like you guys can go on dates or whatever. You don't really need. Do you guys even use like, because age difference? Well, age, like you are an Gen X. That's
Mm-mm.
the best way to put it.
I'm a millennial.
Barely.
You are right. I am an elder millennial because that
But what I'm saying is, do you use FaceTime or insert Skype? I don't even know if Skype exists anymore.
Skype actually just shut down last year or
Oh,
this year or
that
something
hurts
like
my
that.
soul because I remember using that when I was
I remember using it too. I've used FaceTime before. I use Facebook
for,
Messenger, like
for
is it?
like. Is that how you talk to your girlfriend when she's not there, or do you
No,
guys just text?
we just text and chat, like messenger chat. Now I will say some of my coworker friends, like we will every now and then we'll get like a group chat together just to bullshit. So I mean, I don't know, that's not a date, but it is kind of like a get together.
Cloud says Crab and her husband used a lot of Skype when the pandemic separated us. Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different thing because you almost had to have something like some sort of tech to stay in even friendship relationships, let alone because you couldn't go and see each other.
No, that's how me and Zam kept our relationship going.
Oh my Jesus.
Skype and Animal Crossing. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what she means about this. Hold on. I heard you talking about me, but then my mom needed help with the.
Oh, she's just talking about what happened. Like she's a new mom. Not only did she meet her, like she's like the person that OK Cupid like wants on their sites or like to promote their sites because she met her husband on OK Cupid. Now they have a few years later they have the cutest little baby boy in the whole world. He's so cute. I honestly I'm about to buy him something else because I can't help it. He just deserves the whole world. But so yeah, she actually is like a success story from OK Cupid, but those are like very few and far between. And she meant bottles like baby bottles.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at her like little profile picture here. I mean, she does kind of look like the poster child for like dating sites because you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
just from that little blurb that I can see, like that looks like exactly what a dating site wants
yep,
on their site. You know what I mean?
I
Like
agree.
so.
Um,
Well,
but
by the way, congratulations on your new baby. That's I'm so glad I am not starting over. My
does your
girlfriend does
girlfriend know
not want babies and she doesn't want to be married. And I was like, you're
that?
gold.
Good, perfect. Yeah, because you never get that lucky. In the Twitch chat, I just posted the link to the like dating sites video that I watched that this girl does a really good job at doing. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. At doing a lot of video like deep dives into like videos and tech, and she happened to do one on dating sites and I watched that recently, and she talks about how it's all money hungry now. It's not actually about dating, so in
Yeah,
case you
no,
wanted to watch that.
nothing is. I mean, nothing is about helping people connect or communicate. Like it's just like that's why I would use Facebook dating more because it was free. And like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like
how was
not
Facebook dating? Like, I got asked if I wanted to try it or like be a beta tester or something for it, and I'm like, what?
I went on one or two dates on Facebook dating and they were meh. Like not the people were meh, but like the date like it didn't materialize. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there'd be tons of people that I would not tons, but there would be people that would I would start to like chat with and then like all of a sudden they disappear. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
and as I said, I not necessarily every problem I have with dating apps is the dating app's fault. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Some of it's the human condition where it's like you ghost somebody, you do this, you just disappear, you stop talking. Uh, and as I said, so my issue is more so along the lines of with humans, not with the dating apps. Dating apps could probably be really good as long as A, they tone down the monetization a little bit, and B, just people need to stop being stupid.
Yeah, they're never going to tone down the monetization as long as they go public and have IPOs and stuff that they have to like
Yeah.
make happy and a
Yep.
board and all that. So
No, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, they will milk this American, well, not even just American. They will
yeah,
milk that lonely single cow until
yeah, exactly.
that's right.
And I know a lot
Man.
of Gen Zers, like my sister's age and younger, that are trying to date, and they're like, they won't even touch online dating apps. Like they're just like, nope, we're not doing that. If I find somebody, I find somebody. If not, oh well, life is expensive. I'm not gonna have kids. I'm not gonna like lots and lots of Gen Zers are like that. And I'm like, huh, that's way
Oh,
different.
it's listen, in the next 20 years, it's going to be interesting because the rate in which people are having kids has slowed down so much that so here's the problem is that all this capitalism is making everything so expensive. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really going to talk politics, but like
Right.
capitalism has made everything so expensive that less and less people are wanting to have kids and make and all that have all that money in that investment.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, guess what that means? Less people paying taxes. So what
Mm-hmm.
does that mean?
Yeah.
There's going to be less people paying taxes eventually, and the government's now going to be like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we really should rein in this capitalism.
Yeah, something.
Because honestly, that's how I see this going in the next 20, 30 years. And it's not going to be something that changes overnight. Obviously the generation's going to have to go by. The baby boomers are finally transitioning out. Sorry, baby boomers. But like they're starting to finally transition out, so there's going to be a lot less people,
Mm-hmm.
around to do work and pay taxes and everything. And like so there's going to be something that comes to a head between the government and capitalism in the future, and
Gonna have to.
it's going to have to. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this. This isn't World Gone Insane. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that is it's just a crazy world that we're living in right now, and I don't know if they know that it's happening, so they're trying to make the most money that they can now. I mean, all of these, not to get too far into this, but all of these tech billionaires are building their bunkers for some reason and have their like escape shoots to go when everything breaks down. So I don't know
I
exactly
think
what that means, but
I think I think they know something. I think because why is Elon, no, so again, not talking
yes.
politics, but like why would Elon Musk be so like crazy about getting to Mars? Like why?
Uh-huh.
And I mean, he has so much money that he does that maybe this is just a hobby for him, but it's like I feel like, and this is
Yeah.
conspiracy theory, I feel like somebody knows something where we're like in the next 50 years
Uh-huh.
the world is going to end, whether it be by asteroid or by like some kind of solar event
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, I feel like somebody knows something, and that's why all of these billionaires are, or maybe they're just like, hey, the next big step in technology is space travel, and maybe they're just trying to corner that market now. Could be. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm a doomsdayer, as everyone tells me, so I tend to think the first one, but um yeah, that too, Cloud. Um let's see. So how has culture gone from mainstream has gone from niche to mainstream, and has tech blurred the lines?
I would say yes. I would definitely think that nerd culture has kind of blended a lot of the pop culture into Like they're like nerd used to be like, so this was pop culture, and then like this was like nerd culture. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's expanded a lot. And like as I said, like to be normal now is to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're 100% normal and you don't have like the, like some kind of niche, like, like video games, comic books, even movies and even sports, like really, like I know sports has always been kind of a mainstream thing, but like like I've seen more people who are into sports stats rather because like a lot of
Yeah.
times way back in the day, they just wanted to watch the games. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like they wanted to win, they wanted to watch the games. Now you've got people watching these games that are like spitting out stats and oh yeah, he's done so far he's done 730 yards this season and he's doing great. But like they're spitting out like stats and stuff. So it's like even being a nerd in like the sports genre has severely changed. Oh yeah, our win percentage this season is like 68%, like versus last year that was only 54%. Like I hear
Right.
sports people saying like statistics like that, and I'm like, what?
That's different. Yeah, because it's like 20 years ago when we had like you and I maybe had our D&D stats and we, whatever, or our video game stats because Pokemon, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of us have Excel spreadsheets on which Pokemon has the best attack whatever and what thing you got to get each Pokemon how to do, fight better or whatever. Like a lot of us have that, but now I see you're saying that people are starting to do that too. So
Mhm.
that is a little bit crazy because yeah.
Well, and that's I mean, I used to do that with like some Final Fantasies. Like I would have a pad of paper and I would write down, okay, if I do this and I do this, that brings up my stats to 77. But then like, like if I move this here and I do this here, that brings my stat down to 74. So, but is it worth it to lose the D? Like that
Right.
that's what they're doing with sports nowadays. And I'm
Huh,
kind of like, holy shit, like
that's
that's
different. It's
yeah.
weird now. It's like we rubbed off on them maybe. I yeah, I have my Mist notebook. I don't know if you know the game Mist, but
I've heard of it. I've never played it.
it's basically you get into like you start the game and you're dropped off on an island and then you go into this room and there's these people trapped in books and you're trying to help these people get out of the books. And so by doing that there are like lots and lots of puzzles that you have to figure out how to get into other worlds so that you can come back to solve these puzzles. I loved it. And I started it when I was about 13 and I had one of those big notebooks full of like, okay, this is the answer to a puzzle that I don't know if I'm going to need later, but I have it. Like it was like perfect. Okay, this like I had like headers and because it's me, everything was colored and pretty. And then I had like yeah, it was crazy. The like answers and I still remember a lot of things from that game.
I mean, if you look at the back of any of my Final Fantasy strategy guides, I know 7, 8, and 9, like
Uh-huh.
there's actually like pages that's called notes, and I used them. There is stuff
You
written
had
back there.
to.
So it's like, yeah, like I mean
But I remember getting made fun of for that stuff. Like I literally do. But now I think depending on who I'm hanging out with, like and depending on the day if I posted that in NerdTube chat, they'd be like nerd. But like it's like a joke because we all do that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like it's now a normal thing. Like I
Mhm.
think nowadays it's not as weird.
I
Um,
agree.
but yeah. So what about Squez and I's early part of our relationship involved a lot of Discord because we that's all we had. It's free Discord for the most part, although they are slowly monetizing it more now. I don't know if you noticed, but
Yeah, the Nitro, I think, or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah, like
like that.
I've not done it, but I mean, I've seen them. As soon
Hmm.
as I saw it, I was like, oh, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
So Discord was free, like totally free. I don't know how they were running or working or whatever, but we would that would be how a lot of our dates would go is like, hey, we're gonna watch a movie on Discord, and he is more of a I'm gonna sit and watch YouTube or Twitch kind of person, but I like to like have a story, like beginning, middle, or end.
Hey,
And so,
Twitch has a story. It's you go into the adventure nice and fun, and then by the end you're screaming and throwing your controller at the screen. I mean, it doesn't get much more story driven than that.
oh my Jesus. But so I want, like, we watched a lot of different shows from like streaming, which I don't think you can do it all anymore. Like I'd share my screen to watch Netflix or something. And so that was kind of
We
a
do that with
nice
Star
thing.
Trek on the watch alongs. We on
Okay, we
Discord.
still can do that.
We can. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's different for different apps, but like, yeah, we stream the original series on there while we're doing our watch alongs.
I remember having music on in a Discord server, it being easy, and now it's like a pain.
Yeah.
So Spotify does not, like, it'll let you see if somebody's listening to something, but it's harder to like actually listen to something like with your friends as you're playing or talking or whatever. But I didn't know if that was everything now, but I haven't since I moved in with Squez, I haven't really needed to do that because we've got a TV in the bedroom, so we
Because
just
nobody else matters. Because Squez is the
only thing that matters
Squez is the perfect angel.
for the most part. But yeah, so does your new girlfriend play video games?
She does.
Oh,
She plays Disney Dreamlight Valley.
we have to be friends.
She played and loved Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, we have to be friends.
What else? Right now she's playing Sea of Stars, which
Oh,
she didn't start playing. Or no, wait, no. I think she started playing because of me, because I was playing it, and yeah, and she's playing Tiny Bookshop or Littlest Bookshop or.
oh my gosh, yeah. It
No,
sounds
you two game wise, you two would definitely get along.
she her Cloud and I would be the three best friends.
Yeah, no, and again, I mean, yeah, she does play, like, she's not like super into it, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, it's just actually, okay, so Girl on Cloud 9, I actually showed her the trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn because I thought she might like it, and she's
Interested now?
no, not really. It seemed like a bit much for her because she doesn't like a lot of like
Oh,
real time combat. Like Hogwarts Legacy had real time combat, but it was
the worst
not
part of it was at the end.
what.
The worst part of the real time combat for Hogwarts.
Yeah, but no. I first off, I love Horizon. Like I love the Horizon movie.
Yeah, they're
The
gorgeous.
Horizon games. I love Aloy. She is like one of my favorite protagonists ever. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
she is the reason why I look at some of these games that I grew up with and I'm like, this is why we need more female protagonists, because I'm sorry, a lot of these male protagonists are just boring as hell. Yeah, and Forbidden West, I love Forbidden West too. But that I can't wait for the third one. So don't get me started, Girl on Cloud 9. Don't get me started because I could talk about Horizon for like an hour. I love that. I love that series.
So Squez and I, like, we're playing through Borderlands. This is the third playthrough. So Borderlands, there's like you play through once. I forget what it's called. They have a title for each playthrough, and each playthrough gets harder, and you get different weapons and different things. So we've been playing that because Borderlands 4 just came out. So we're playing through the second one. We don't necessarily like. I do not think Squez would like Disney Dreamlight Valley at all. I think he'd get bored. He likes, like, he's playing Hades right now. So there are some games that we play together, and then there are some games that we're like, I'm gonna play Disney Dreamlight Valley and you play Hades. Not that I wouldn't like Hades. It's just sometimes we just do different things, and that's okay too. But we're still like, that's what's nice about a Switch, because you can do that in the same room.
Yep. And that's what we did. Actually, we did. So I told you recently that I'm playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it because I played the original Pokemon. Like, I didn't collect the cards, I didn't watch the anime. And honestly, I didn't even go past Gen 1.
I honestly not to be mean or ageist or whatever, I think you just missed it.
Oh,
You
I
know what I
did.
mean?
No, I absolutely did.
For me, I was 10 or something or close, and so that was perfect. Like that was the age to play Pokemon when it first came to America, was 10 years old. And so if you were like 14 or 15, you might have thought that's for babies, and that's understandable because we had that mindset then.
No, but so here's my thing is like, I actually, I pl- so I played and honestly, Pokemon, the original Pokemon. I don't know how subsequent Pokemon was. The original Pokemon is one of the most pure RPGs ever. You know what I mean? Like your
Mhm,
stat boosts and all that other stuff. Just like the basic adventure of it. It reminded me of Link's Awakening, like kind of the
mhm.
way that the format was set up on the
Yeah.
Game Boy. And so I mean, I honestly, so like I didn't do the cards. I did collect a little bit of the cards just because I thought they looked cool, but like I never played it.
Right.
And I never got into the anime. I'm sorry. Like I maybe now
That's
going,
fine.
but like I still stand by the fact that the original Pokemon game, and as I said, I haven't played subsequent ones, so I don't know. But like the original Pokemon is one of the most pure RPGs you can ever play.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? Like it's like Final Fantasy 1, like it's
mhm,
kind of basic. You're going to different gyms and defeating and getting the badges
mhm,
and collecting the Pokemon, but you're leveling up, you're gaining EXP, you're
mhm,
fighting out in the field, it's one of the most pure RPGs ever.
mhm.
Um but the thing is with that is just so anyway, so all the way back to my original point was that yeah, well, like while she's playing Sea of Stars on her Switch, on her Switch Lite, I'm playing that
Aw,
Pokemon game. That's kind of like Cloud9 says, like,
mhm.
it's kind of our parallel play time. You know what I mean? Like she's playing Sea of Stars because I stream Sea of Stars, so it's like
Yeah,
I obviously don't want to play it.
ahead of where you're at.
Yeah, and not stream it obviously. So
Right.
that's why I'm like, okay, well, I can play this. I've wanted to play this Pokemon game
Mhm.
for a long time, and I love that it's based on the original Pokemon. And actually, I want to say I'm about 13 hours into it, and I'm like it like they've added a lot to the game, and I actually think they did a really good. I think it's a good serviceable remake of the original. I
I
really
think
do.
so too. I just, for whatever reason, cannot get past 13 hours about. Because I just, the newer Pokemon, like Scarlet and Violet, I absolutely love. People are going to come at me in the chat for that, but I absolutely love it. But yeah, I just love that we both can play games. Like, there's no judgment. Like, in my past relationship, there would have been judgment. There would have been like, "Are you gonna sit there and play that all day?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's my day off, and that's what I want to do. And I work at a nursing home, and it's really hard. So I just want to come home and play this game. That's it. You know, like there. So it's nice to not have that sort of judgment.
yeah.
Um, All right, we already sort of talked about that, so we can move on. Do you guys share memes with each other?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you have any that you want to share? We don't really do that.
I don't.
I'm not chronically online, so I don't see memes.
Oh, that's my primary use of Facebook is memes and chat.
Yeah, so I see memes, but like when people are talking about stuff, it all goes over my head because I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Um,
I'm looking really quick. I wanna go into my media and see if there's any that stand out to me.
I'm not see what now that I have Chris, there's no need for me to be on the internet all the time. And I am like at the in between where yes, I play video games, but like I'm not one that's glued to my phone. Cuz like I want to pay attention to the world around me. Like if I was glued to my phone, I wouldn't have witnessed the most magnificent thing on a train I ever seen in my life, which was these guys doing like a hip hop dance in the middle of the train, and they were talented. And like most people were on their phones and didn't even know it was happening, but that was amazing. Like they were just so good. So I like for me, I don't even know where my phone is right now, to be honest, and that's okay with me. Like the technology that I have is because I'm using it as a tool to help me do something else. So I'm using it as a tool to help me use my Cricut, or I'm using it as a tool to help me watch TV. Like it's not something that I'm just chronically using. So I don't know anything about memes. And I'm not a pop culture. I've never been that person either.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of going through like our
Yes,
our
no.
like there's nothing in there that's inappropriate, but it's just like yeah, like it's just like there's so many memes in here like that we've shared. It's just like and they're just so stupid. Like okay, so let me go back to the beginning here. So and it's hard to like some of these I have to show, but I'm like I don't again, like not that there's anything inappropriate in here, but some of the stuff
No.
is just like
But it just depends on like sometimes you use a meme to like accent that.
I can you give me 1 second? I have to take this call really quick.
Yes. Sometimes you use a meme to accent that point in your relationship and might not have anything to do with what you're talking about, if that makes sense. Like it might not have anything to do with what it's actually what it actually is made for, like at the time, but you thought it was funny because of whatever you're doing. Yeah, one guy was walking on air. Like he grabbed the arm thing, the handrail on the top, and he was walking on air. I'm like, yeah, I'm fat now. I could not even imagine holding up. We went to the Spy Museum, which was its own kind of nerdy thing, and there was this thing where you had to hold on to this pipe for however long you had to hold on. I'm talking about we went to the Spy Museum and we had to hold on to this pipe because it was like you know how they hang on to buildings or whatever. And for however long, I got like half a second. Yeah, God, I ain't doing that. Anyway, did you find any memes?
As again, I do. They're just like
Cheesy.
even like some of them are just like they're again. I mean, I could share these, but like I don't. People out there would probably just be like eye roll a little bit.
Do you guys teach each other games or other kind of tech?
I had to beat one of the bosses in Sea of Stars for her because she did it like 40 times and she couldn't do it. So I did it the first time. And like she's not bad at games. She's not bad at games. Like
I
as a
think I'd be so mad at you, but not in like an actual mad way. But like if I've tried something for 40 times and Chris comes over and just is like, here, then like I'm just done with you for the rest of the day.
right.
Um,
Okay, hold on. Oh wow, that's a lot. So so I mean, like these are some of the like the you know like these are some of the
that's funny. Oh, that's because I don't think people know this, but she's in her late 20s and he's in his early 40s.
yes. We okay yes.
I had to explain the meme, like why that was.
I love this one though. Laughing like idiots in bed together is a love language. It certainly is. It
It
really is.
absolutely is. So yes,
Um,
sending things like that is hilarious.
yeah, I'm trying to
Oh my
find.
god, did she send that to you? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to find. Like as I said, I mean, we just send like, and there is some nerdy shit in there, and you know.
Yeah.
So
So is there any rhyme or reason to why you send those memes, or
well, I
sometimes?
mean, some of them are sexually charged, and I mean, we're like, you
I
know,
mean,
and
yeah,
but other ones are like, you know, like the other ones are just stupid like this, like just
yeah. That is a good question. I do want to see Zootopia too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to find ones that aren't super bad, like, and that one obviously was.
Well, it's everything like that is super bad to me. Most people are fine. I am just like 12 forever.
I don't know. I mean, I think I sent that one to her.
But yeah, so it's totally that's totally a thing that I
Yeah.
don't think we would have had without tech.
So like, yeah, like if you look here, like this is our meme apocalypse. I mean, like that, you know, like these just go on and on and on and on and on. I mean, how about this one? I think this is one.
We all need that sometimes.
Right?
We all need to have that sometimes.
Anyway, but yeah, so no, but we do like, I mean, sharing, you know, sharing stupid memes, that's a love language.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah, so Squez and I am the person, because I have 3D printers, because I've set up my printers to
Oh, so you 3D printed Squaz. That's why he's so perfect.
um that's why I have Raspberry Pis. Like, I like doing the tech stuff. I don't like when people do tech stuff without me, which sounds weird. Um I like my Pokemon. Look at this cute little fat guy. Anyway, but yeah, so for me, it's hard. It's hard to teach me stuff because I've gone out of my way, and maybe that's where I'm bad, but I've gone out of my way to make sure I don't ever feel stupid in tech, if that makes sense. Because I have always been like, I liked it to begin with, and coding and all of that, but like there's like in 3D printing, we'll just say, there's been guys out there. When I first started, I was like the only girl doing it, and so they were just rude and mean and awful. And so like I've gone out of my way to make sure that that doesn't happen. So like recently we've changed stuff in his computer together, because I'm like, you're not learning something without me. That's never happening. You're not doing something techie without me. He could learn to 3D print. He chooses not to, just because it's not his thing. And also, I think he's of the mind of like, it is a skill you have to learn and you have to get better at over time. And he's like, well, if I just find something, you could just print it for me, right? And then I don't have to do that because he's working and doing all the things. And so I'm like, yeah, sure, But I would teach him. I'm not a very good teacher all the time because my brain sometimes is like, it's obvious. Like, you just click here and here and here and then you slice it. Like, why is it that hard for you to like? So sometimes I get frustrated because I feel like things that are obvious to me should be obvious to everyone, but tech is not easy. Hi, Kayla. You are artistic. You just don't, when you don't try, and when you grow up in society where the man has to do manly things and art isn't manly, then you don't know what kind of artistic skills you could have. And that's kind of our society right now. So yeah, like,
I think our society's trying to recover from that. Is
it
what,
is.
like, that's what I'm saying. Is like my age bracket was really like, it's really been it's just really been, that's how everything was. And I think that younger generations are now trying to like recover from that.
Mhm. And
And
we are,
even
and we're doing it, and it's even better with Gen Z and A. Yeah, you named, hi Toxin, you named an otter after me, I remember.
ooh, I have a friend who loves
And
otters.
I see you on Nintendo Switch Online all the time. So, but yeah, so there's not like we teach each other stuff. Like right now he's teaching me Gundam, which is not tech, but there's a Gundam card game, and I'm interested in it because once I get it, I'll be really good at it. But I'm just slow at learning things. So like yesterday he built me a deck, or like took a base deck and added better cards to it, like changed some of the cards out for me, and then told me how to play it. Like that was different. That was a thing that he could actually teach me. But like as far as tech goes, like I don't like to ever feel stupid. So she's doing amazing, and she had babies. Yay for otter babies. There will be no Winnie babies. I'm so sorry. So have you fixed any devices or anything for her, or any of your relationships?
I don't think so. Not yet with her. I mean, I don't even remember with any previous relationships. I'm sure I did with previous ones, but with her, I'm not so sure I've actually fixed anything. Um, I don't think I really had to. I mean, she's a pretty independent, woman, and you know what I mean? Like she's,
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty tech savvy because A, she's kind of nerdy, and B, she's, as I said, she's young. So I mean, they've all come up in this
Yeah. Where
technological.
we were just getting it, they've had it their whole lives.
Yeah, like it's just always been there.
So that makes sense. I used so in my last relationship, none of them knew. They couldn't even hook up a printer. like the most basic thing.
I don't
And
know. Printers are the exception. Printers suck. Like no matter what.
sometimes, but like I have 3 regular printers in this room. Like I knew, like I just like I said, I try to go out of my way to know all that stuff. But that most printers today, especially if you get like an HP, they are just plug and play for the most part. You have to go and download the drivers, which if you do what they say, follow the directions, it's pretty much easy. But they like wanted to be on computers and stuff sometimes when they needed them, but they were mostly hands-on because his dad owned a business and his mom was a nurse, and she knew enough to do Epic and stuff, which I don't know if anybody else knows, but she knew enough to do Epic because she is basically an MDS nurse for Children's Hospital. So she knew just enough, but like if she needed to print anything, or if she needed to uh like do anything that wasn't a website, it was sort of all on me. And same with him. We were the same age. I think actually it was like Chris. He was like 6 months younger than me, but his phone was the phone that slid out with the keyboard. It wasn't even he didn't have a smart screen. So he literally didn't know how to do any of it. He didn't know how any of it worked. So when he was like going to try to update his resume, like I had to show him how to use Word, which to me is crazy because I've been using it since I was 12 or something. So, it was like that was a little bit stressful, where like they couldn't use basic tech, and it would frustrate me because they were always relying on me. So I'd be doing something or at work. I'd be getting calls at work. It was like that episode of Big Bang Theory where Penny is playing World of Warcraft or one of those games, and she calls Sheldon at work and asks him how to do something in the game. And he's like, I'm at work. Like I'm literally in the middle of a thing, and I get 10 calls because they have to desperately print something right now and it's not working, and he needs it right now for the business. And I'm like, what? Luckily I don't have that with Squez. Like I can just know that the printer is hooked to the internet, and so all he has to which is our network, and all he has to do is find it and print. Like that's all I had to do there, but it was complicated for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. Did you add that? Because I
Yeah.
did not write that. Okay.
So has your animal ever been a canary in the coal mine? Like, have you ever had an animal that doesn't like somebody and you were like,
Oh, I think Squaz was scared that I wasn't gonna like Leo Bear or Leo Bear wasn't gonna like me. Um, what about you with Riker?
oh, I mean, Riker loves
Everyone, he's
Amanda.
a
Yeah.
retriever, so
No, there's some people that he's actually kind of shy, like not dating wise, but like there's some people that he's kind of shied away from, and he's like, I don't know about you.
I think
Um,
animals can tell if you're a good spirit or not. Like I really do think, not to get all woo woo or whatever, but I do think animals can tell if you're like overall being is good or not. Um, because yeah, I've been around pit bulls who were in, unfortunately, dog fighting rings, and they hated everyone except for me. And not to say that I'm the only great person, but like they
you
could
are the only great person.
they could just tell, he could just tell, like they had to put him asleep because that's the Ohio state law. And so
Aw.
um they I was volunteering at One of a Kind Pets, and so I would go in and just see this dog. He was like, for whatever reason, he chose me as his human to end his days with.
Aw.
And I'm not a pit bull fan because I just like, I would rather have an English setter or something, or a retriever that is, they're always happy. But yeah, so he seemed to love me. But yeah, I think animals know like if you're a good soul or not. I think that is a big thing of it. I think Leo Bear, like I was deathly afraid that if Leo Bear didn't like me, we wouldn't have worked out.
No,
Like,
I mean, but that's what I'm saying is like, with Riker, it's like, yeah, Riker loves Amanda. And her dog likes me. It's kind of, but her dog is kind of older, so it's like,
oh yeah,
her dog doesn't really like a lot of people just because
he's old.
he's old. Yeah, she's old, so
Yeah, the first time I came, Leo Bear was, so we were in the kitchen. Leo Bear, I sat down on the floor because you're supposed to get down to their level. It doesn't, it calms them down. And so I sat down on the floor, and he came right up to me and he looked at me. He let me pet him, and then he walked away. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I wanted to like pick him up and squeeze him because that's who I am with animals. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of animal. I just immediately, they're like, don't put the dog in your face. And I immediately put him in my face. Never had a problem. Um, I just really love animals. And Leo Bear, luckily, by the end of that first weekend, he loved me. So, like, he was laying on my lap and not Chris's. And now that's how it is in general. And Chris down in the comments said that, yeah, if Leo Bear doesn't like you, then I have an obligation to hate you. Yeah. And I feel like that's the same. Like, if I would have had a pet that didn't like any of my exes, we would not have dated for very long.
yeah. And so the problem though with that is like, do you get invested in somebody before, like, because if you're doing a lot of digital dating or a lot of like digital,
Mhm.
like, like let's
Yeah,
say,
we were very invested.
yeah, and if Leo Bear didn't, that was kind of my point of that question. I know it didn't come off that way, but like, but like, yeah, like, so what happens then if like the animal, like, you
Yeah,
go
we
on
had
numerous
dated
dates,
for like months, basically digitally.
like what happens then?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it wouldn't have worked, and that's fine, and it would have sucked, but it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I would never expect someone to give up their animal for a person.
Oh
That's
no, absolutely not.
ridiculous. Like, that animal is to me another person in the family.
Uh,
uh
by the way, girl on cloud nine, poke check. So we got a poke, poke check.
that's hilarious. We're real. See, we're real. It's live.
Poke check. Hey, did you see my message by the way on the private chat?
No, I didn't know you could do that. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, as long Leo Bear is a good cat. He will get along with anybody as long as you treat him nice, you know. And the first time you get a treat, you give him a treat, you're his best friend. So
Cat after my own heart. You give me a treat, I'm your best friend for life too.
he is very good. What's the most techie way you've shown love?
I don't know. I mean,
Let's see.
I honestly don't know.
Like,
You know what? So I have one. I don't know.
okay.
Way back when. I'm talking back in 2008. My son was born in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2008, when I was still learning digital, blah blah blah.
Yeah, anything, because we all.
I made a slideshow, of like my son's first year
Aww.
of being alive, and like, and like had music and transitions, and keep in mind this is back in 2008. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the first thing that popped in my mind, like my, what kind of tech things I've done to show love. Now, granted, it's not relationship related,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of the first thing that's kind of popped in my mind, is just like, like doing that so that my son can go back and
Yeah.
and watch that and be like, oh, my dad made this, like, basically about my.
Slideshow. He made a
Yeah,
PowerPoint for me.
yeah, like it's a like 100. It's not 100 photos. It's probably more like 50 photos. But like, and it plays music and blah blah. Like back in
That
back in
is,
the,
for back then, that was very nerdy.
yeah,
No one
right.
knew how to
Like,
do all that.
so, but yeah, that's, so that I would say that's probably one of the most tech ways I've shown love. I can't really, but in a relationship wise, I can't really. I'm trying to think. If it comes to me, I'll have to chime in later. But
For me, like, outside of playing like video games, like, I'm not a Borderlands person, like, on paper, and like, because my games, we talked about that already today. I'm not a
yeah,
Borderlands games, like, I'm not a shooter person kind of game.
Dave the Diver. Blech.
I love it. I'm actually gonna start it over now. It's been enough time that I've grieved, and
You've
I can
grieved
start
it.
it over. Well, like 600 hours in the crapper because the cloud decided to delete my game. Like, I had to have time to process that. But anyway, um, like the things that I try to do, like, he has two computers, one that he streams from and one that plays the games that he streams, because the one computer is kind of old and can't handle both. So he has two keyboards, and like recently I've printed him things that can go under the desk that he can slide his keyboards in. So like, I don't know if that's definitely techie. I don't know if that's nerdy or whatever, but like, to like just little, like, I try to do little things that like help him out in that way, because I know I can do that. Like, it didn't took like 5 hours of prints or something to do that. So, and a 3D printer, once you set it, you can pretty much forget that it's printing until it's done. So it didn't take a lot from, like, a lot of effort from me, but like, I feel like getting those out, helping him set it up so that he could have that, like, he hates things on his desk, so me trying to help, as well as like Leo Bear likes to lay on his desk, so me trying to help him have somewhere for him to like make his space feel a little bit more like there's more room. I think that is something I've done to try to help or be romantic. I don't know if it's romantic, but like, I'm not a romantic kind of person. I'm really pragmatic. I try to do things that are necessary, things that are, I don't know. Like, I know his favorite games and his favorite whatever, so like, I'll, like, if it's a holiday, I'll just buy something from that, but I'm not really good at being romantic. So, let's see. Is tech affection underrated compared to traditional romance?
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Is tech affection underrated compared to? What do you mean by tech affection? Like, what
Like,
example? I'm old. Remember that.
so my thought with this was like, being on the phone all the time, even maybe doing illicit things, um on the phone, because like I said, if you're 5 hours away from your partner at all times, like sometimes you might be doing uh things that are, X-rated, because that's all you got
I
is
mean, I've never done so I'm not going to say I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I've never done something like that, like, so
right.
I don't really have a I don't really I mean, I don't prefer. I'm more of a hands-on type of
Right. And
person.
like you're not in a situation where that might, like, she might go get an award or something that's in California, and you probably would just wait for till she got back, right?
Probably, yeah.
It would not be a thing, So like for me and Squez, our first like 6 months again were online. Not that we did anything like that, because oh my god. But I can see the I can see the need. Oh my god, I'm sick. That's why my cheeks are red. What's hot about me is that I can build stuff or print stuff.
No, that you guys can do digital
Oh my
affection.
god. Okay, now we're done with
Listen, that's your notes. That's not mine. I didn't bring that. You brought that up.
I just was thinking I wanted to know if that was
Go on.
I wanted to know if that was like something you would do,
I
something that you're okay with, something that is
I'd be awkward as
worthwhile.
hell. I I I I don't know. Like I don't know how I would. I don't know how I would be with something like that because I've never done it. I've never even remotely tried it. So again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying like I don't know. I really don't.
Right. But so on the outside looking in, um is that something that you would be like entertain? And
Entertain, yes. I don't
would
know
you
if I would be able to. As I
okay.
said, it just depends. It depends on the moment. It depends on how comfortable I am. Depends on how comfortable she is. You know that.
Oh, you were referring to me being pragmatic. That's hilarious. um well, yeah, Squez, on that note, I know that you like when I'm pragmatic because I get the stuff done, and if there's somebody like giving you a hard time, I can sorry. If there's somebody giving you a hard time, I'm the one that uses my voice to be like, "Hey man." But yeah, so I prefer traditional romance too. I would rather have that, but I can understand why there's a need and how tech can help with that, just in general. Um I can understand that. So now we're going to move on to a trickier subject, digital privacy and trust. And I have my issues just because of past trauma. And I know Squez has his issues because of the same past dating relationship trauma. So sometimes, like, I'll have his phone and then I'll accidentally see something and I'll be like, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, but he's like, so what? Who cares? And lots of times he'll be like, can you text them X, Y, and Z so I don't have to do it because he's doing something else? And I'll be like, oh, this is what a real relationship is like, and vice versa. Like, I don't know where my phone is half the time. He has, like, I have it fingerprint locked, like you can unlock it with your fingerprint. He has a fingerprint, like he could use his thumb to open it. So it's like, if he really wanted to see anything and everything, he could open up any computer, any laptop. He doesn't have to because we can trust each other. But if he really wanted to, he could just get on anything and look at anything he wanted. It's just, if you can trust your partner, you don't need to do that. But there was, like, at the end of my last relationship, there were some times where I'm like, he all of a sudden never wanted any social media, and then all of a sudden has all of it. That's weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, So the digital privacy and trust. I mean, like if you don't have that trust, 50% of you're already 50% out of that relationship. Not you per se, like, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like,
in
if you
general,
can't
the
have that
whole
trust,
you.
so and I mean, like, I do have trust issues from my past relationships. She has some trust issues. We talk though, we talk about
Mhm.
it a lot. And like not like complaining, but more just like
Yes.
we
Hey, this
work.
is what I'm feeling.
Yeah, and we actually have we preface things with, "Hey, I'm having irrational thoughts. I'm thinking
Mhm.
this." But we know when it's irrational thoughts, we know that it's not true.
Right.
We know that we're just worried about nothing. But we
And
just
we're worried about it because we had other relationships.
yes. So, and we even ask each other because like there's times where some things are bugging us and it's just like we'll look at each other and be like, "Are you having irrational thoughts?" You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And like 9 times, I don't say 9 times, like more than half
There's
the
some chunk.
time,
Yeah.
it's true. And it's like
Mhm.
sometimes it is. It's like pulling it out of each other. But at the same
Mhm.
time, it's for the best because we can get it out there. We can express our feelings. That's why I'm saying this relationship is so much different than
Mhm.
anything I've ever had in the past, for sure.
Mhm.
But that also goes with the digital privacy. It's like and the trust. It's like I, I she has never given me any reason not to trust her yet,
Mhm.
you know? But, like the it goes both ways, like she's never
Mhm.
really even tried to look at my phone or whatever. I've never really tried to look at her phone, but it's always there because I tell her, I say, "You can look at my phone. You can."
Mhm.
I say, "Let."
Absolutely.
Yeah, like don't I wouldn't dive too deep into some of my friend like my group friend conversations, especially
Yeah.
in contributors,
Yeah.
but
Exactly. Like you could look at it, but it's like buyer beware at that point. Like
yeah, like it
they,
gets
they,
kind
they
of
say some
crazy,
things,
not in a sexual way,
and
unfortunately.
sometimes in a sexual way.
Sometimes.
Um, but yeah. And sharing passwords, like again, I am an open book. All of my stuff, he either knows the password to, or if it's like bio whatever locked, then he can use his fingerprint to open anything. Um,
I use my nipple. I just, bio lock it, so I have to put it on my nipple to
oh my
unlock it.
Jesus. Um,
Wonder if you could do that. Like when it asks you to use your
oh my
fingerprint,
God.
could you do that?
I'm sure, but like, can you line it up perfectly every time?
Maybe.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, there's ripples in it, so I mean, like maybe
I
like
hope that if she doesn't see any of this video, that she sees this part, your girlfriend.
she actually that's the one thing is like she's never really shown interest in watching any of my online. Like she knows about my
Yeah.
streaming, she knows about like my Star Trek thing every Wednesday, like so she knows about all that. But yeah, she's never really shown interest in watching it, which I'm fine with.
I think it's a young millennial, young or Z. I don't know what she is classified as now, but I think it's they are all starting, like anybody like 30 or younger are getting flip phones and stuff now. Like not the flip Z's with the screens, but like actual flip phones. So like my youngest sister who is 25 has a flip phone. She's like, I was on social media too much. It causes too much anger. It causes too much. And her and her husband both have flip phones because it was causing, and like there have been studies where and 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 stuff in like that was inserted into Congress hearings that was about how Facebook in general or social media in general are making people angry just to make, because it keeps them on their sites and keeps earning them
Mhm.
money. So like she was like, there was a time where we were just like, we're just gonna get flip phones and have iPads for at the house, because if we need to see anything we can, but overall like we just want to just feel free. And so I could
Yeah, that
see her feeling the same way
well, and I
because
mean, I just don't think I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's just something that really just doesn't interest her. She doesn't watch a lot of podcasts. She doesn't want, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think it's her jam, and which I'm totally fine with. As I said, I mean, but
okay, so about phone checking. So you don't check her, excuse me, feel the need to check her phone or an ex's
no,
phone or whatever?
no,
And that's kind of it. Like,
If I felt like I had to check her phone, as I said a little bit ago, like I feel like the relationship is halfway over at that
yeah,
point. And I don't feel like I'm anywhere near there. She's never really done anything that made me think that. I've never caught her in anything. And as I said, I don't seek out those issues. So, I
yeah, and like it's for me, like, yeah, I try not to touch anybody's at all. Unless I had Donald Trump's, then I'd be looking through that shit like crazy. But that's beside
I
the
would
point.
not. I would just submit it to the well, no, don't submit it to the FBI.
I was gonna say, wait, who could we submit it to? Because he's signing them
Submit
all
it to
off.
some like worldwide like hacker that could like release all the files on there.
Oh my
Like you
god.
you don't want to look through there, but you want to get it to somebody who
Yes.
can get
That
it to the world. Do that.
uh,
Because I don't
that
want to look through that
does
phone, but I'm
sound.
sure that there are plenty of people out there that would love to just blackmail the shit out of him. Anyway,
Um, but yeah, I do have some insecurities about that because, again, my ex, like, all of a sudden didn't have social media and stuff, had all of it, and would say shitty things. So like, I do catch myself thinking like, but it's just an irrational thought. What if he's texting his ex? What if he's doing this? What if he's doing that? But again,
and
it's
we
an irrational
always have
thought.
those thoughts. Like that's the thing, is that it's an irrational thought. As long as
Hi,
you
Sam.
figure out that, I'm trying to think of how to say this. As long as you acknowledge and he knows that it's an irrational thought, it's okay to talk about those things.
And then he'll be like, what if he does, if he does notice that I'm like freaking out for a minute because whatever, like, his ex was still on the cat's vet visit thing, and she called him, and it freaked me out. And he'll be like, look, this is the text, here it is, I'm deleting it right in front of you, it's fine, we're fine, everything's fine. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I just have the insecurities, and it's not something you can just get over overnight. And as long as he keeps being like, here, this is what it is, I'll be fine, and I'll eventually get over it. And now I'm at the point where it's like, the only people he is ever talking to is his friend group chat. And again, it's one of those ones you don't actually want to see ever anyway, because it's dumb boys being dumb boys.
Right? Yeah, but our group has like dumb boys and smart girls watching dumb boys being dumb boys.
That's also true.
I feel
um
bad for the women in our chat.
um so yeah, and sometimes, like, I would say there's some curiosity, because your phone is like a piece of who you are nowadays. Like, I might want to see some pictures that he's taken, because he's the kind of person I'll be like, how was work? And then he'll be like, oh, it's fine. What did you do today? I don't know. Um, so Leo Bear. So it's like, so sometimes I'll be like, let's see your pictures, because I know he's taken some pictures throughout the day, and I'll be like, oh, what was that cool thing that you did? So like, there's some curiosity too, I think. But I don't ever check people's phones just to check people's phones, you know,
Yeah.
because it is what it is. You can check mine, but if you can find mine. I know that there's some text messages that are still lingering, that it's been like like a month now, and I'm like, I feel bad that it's been a month, because I lost my phone for that week, and I have not looked at it, so, because I lost my phone.
Yes, Sam. We know that you use high tech to get your quote unquote love. We don't need,
So
that's not love, dude. That's not love.
that's, yeah. Um, do you share your location?
I never did before, but with Amanda, I have a couple times. And it's mostly like when we're trying to find each other, like where I'm picking
Yeah.
her up from somewhere, and I'm like, I'm like, share your location so I know like where I'm going, or
Yes.
like she'll, like, or I'm just letting like, hey, I'm sharing my location so that when I'm gonna be, where I'm at and when I'm gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
But never, I mean, there was one time when she went out with one of her friends in Kent, and she
Uh-huh. Oh
shared her
no.
location with me because she was like, "Look," she's like, "I'm feeling really drunk," and she's like, "I just want to share my location with you just in case if you don't hear from me,
Yeah, you
you know
can.
where like you can at least tell
Yeah,
somebody where I am."
correct. And like that's me. So we have each other's location because right now I've been scared. Like it's kind of unfounded, but you don't know. Scared of ICE and him being Hispanic. I want to know like at least the last known location. And for me, I go to DC and I act like I own the city. So there are
I mean, you kind of do because you're an American citizen, and
well, my point is that like it's not I don't want to feed into the narrative that DC is like a dangerous city because before the National Guard, it was just like any other city, and East Cleveland was worse than by a million times than DC ever was.
I'm pretty sure
So
East Cleveland is worse than most places.
right. So I see homeless there. There's homeless everywhere, but they're like singing and doing their busking for money and whatever. And I they're not dangerous, but so I let him have mine so that in case the off chance something does happen again, he can know where my last known location was and uh know tell the police where I'm at or whatever.
Yeah.
So but it's not a like I'm looking 24/7. I did accidentally so the way Google's location sharing works, like it'll show on my regular map. And I did accidentally catch him when he said he wasn't going to go to Chipotle anymore because we're trying to lose weight. I did accidentally catch him going to Chipotle. I never told him that because I didn't want to be creepy or come off like I was stalking him. But I was actually looking for my sister who is in New York City, which we both share our location with each other too, for the same reason because we're just that independent. Like all of our families in Ohio, and we chose to move to two different huge cities. um so like I was looking for her because she was like, look at this, go on Google Maps and look at this restaurant that I'm at. But I ended up, it was at the same time he was going to lunch at Chipotle when he shouldn't have been.
Squares.
But
You're so bad, Squaz.
but I'm like, I could never tell him that because then he's gonna think I'm like stalking him, but I wasn't. It just I happened to be on at the same time as he was moving from work to Chipotle. But I don't use it like
Release the Chipotle file, Squaz. We know where you were.
so yeah, I just like other than that, like to make sure he's safe, or if he forgets to text me and like I have my main irrational fear right now is ICE picking him up. Like
Yeah.
he was born here, he
I
was
mean,
never but
unless you're like completely white, like, I mean, like yeah. Like
so
you could be anyone if you have a different color skin,
uh-huh.
and ICE could pick you up. Not because they need a prompt. It's just because you look suspicious. You look
Mhm.
like a gang member. You look like this,
Yes,
and it's like,
your blinker is out. And you're brown. So
yeah, like, I mean, and if they think you might be Hispanic, whether you're a citizen or not doesn't
mhm,
matter. They can still pick you up,
correct.
and that's the problem. It's like there's
Mhm,
yeah, and that's all. Not to get political, but
right.
that's the problem with all that is that there's no due process at all with any of it.
Right. And so that's where I'm at with it is like I need to know what happened because damn well I'm going to get on all social medias including TikTok, which I hate TikTok, but all social medias and be the loudest voice to find you. We will start a new campaign to find Swez. Like it will not be a problem like but that's why I need the information. Hi DJ, how are you? We're talking about technology today and being in relationships. Sorry for the notification. I still don't know how to turn that off. So, do you have times where you're both just doom scrolling?
Yeah. I mean, we do have, like, as I said, it's kind of like parallel play with us. It's like, we do have doom scroll time. Um, that's kind of like, as I said, like the line that you're kind of, are you looking on the line you're highlighted right now,
Yes.
or
I didn't know you
like,
could see my highlights.
I can see your highlights. But because I added that because, like, one of the things that a lot of people have a hard time with is because, like, like a person who has a love language of quality time means they also need quality time with themselves, but, like, we need to be able to trust, when they're not with us. You know what I mean? And, like,
Right,
so that's the only kind of point I wanted to bring up. And we kind of touched on some of that already, so I'm not going to rehash it
right.
because we're kind of running low on time,
Yeah,
um but you know what I mean? Like, somebody's quality time also means quality time with oneself. And, like, that we need to learn to, like, do that. Like, just because somebody wants to be by themselves does not mean they're trying doing something shady online or whatever.
and I'm terrible at that because like I'm basically a work from home or cat mom, a stay at home cat mom. I like have all this quality time and then I forget that he needs that too. Like
Mhm.
he goes to work and does all this and I'm like, I've had quality time by myself all day. Let's do something. Yay. And he's like, give me 10 minutes. Please just give me 10 minutes to like relax. And I'm just like chomping at the bit because like I being home all day by yourself every single day is kind of sucky too. And not in a bad way, just like I'm ready. Like by the time he gets home, I'm ready to do all the things. Like,
Yeah.
yay. Um, does sharing your access mean trust or control?
I've never seen it as control. I see it more as trust, but that doesn't mean that
It couldn't.
it couldn't turn into control. Like, what do you mean by access? Are you talking about,
So,
like,
like, access to anything, like your laptop or your computer or your phone or your whatever.
it could mean trust if they're that interested in it, but yeah, it also could become a form of control if
Mhm.
like, it could, the pendulum goes
Yeah,
either
it could
way.
go either way. So for me, like my ex, he wanted all my passwords to everything always. And it was to watch everything I was doing and make sure like when I first started, I got like my relationship with my ex, he didn't want me to be on any social media at all. Just whatever. So then after a while, I was like, I want to make an Instagram account because I want to post planner videos and post, paper crafting things and whatever. And so he let me, but he had to have my password. And I'm like, none of the DMs on there, like I didn't really actually know anybody, but like we were just all, look what I did in my planner today. There was literally nothing in there that could have like led him to believe that I was doing anything. But he just, I don't know. That's just the type of person his family was. Like we couldn't have in general, nobody could have any of that stuff because that means you're doing something shady. And I'm like, no, I literally just like to paper craft. I literally just love my planner. As you can see, there's maybe not anymore, but it's all planner stuff. That's all I cared about. Um, so, but like for Squez, it's trust because again, like we already said, you know, the main things that we share now are just like Netflix passwords and whatever, or in my case, Hallmark because it's Christmas time. um, yeah, so I think overall it could be trusting as long as the relationship is on good footing and as long as the person took care of themselves. Um,
Poke check.
so what feels more intimate, emotional vulnerability or digital access?
Emotional vulnerability for me, definitely 100%. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, me and Amanda will just kind of lay in bed and we will talk for hours. Like, so, like, I mean, like, and again, it's still early in the relationship. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like that,
Yeah.
we're still learning a lot about each other and everything like that. But, like, Yeah, we'll just, I mean, normally like Thursday night, especially when I'm working, because obviously I've been off the past week and next week.
Mhm.
But normally when I'm like Thursday night is the night I carved out that is like just us night, like no
Mhm.
streaming, no gaming. Well, the
Mhm.
gaming is like parallel play is fine, but I'm talking like no streaming, no nerd tube stuff. Like
Mhm.
that is our night, and it's me and her the entire night. If we want to go to dinner, if
And I
we want
think
to be
you need
in,
me and Squez have Sunday for that.
yeah, and that's why it's just like so. But the emotional like as I said, I mean, we talk about so much stuff, like when we're just laying in bed and just
Hmm.
talking about stuff. So
Yeah, and Squez and I are sort of the same. Like we'll watch something. Like he like I said, he didn't watch anything but your nerd or YouTube and Twitch. I like am in love with true crime, and I don't think he realized that that was a whole thing like it is. And so like I'm like, okay, now you got to watch this cult thing, and then we'll be so involved in it, and then we'll be like, do you think you could join this cult? Like we have conversations that are for the like whole week that is just about this. um, but yeah, so I think yeah, I would rather have the emotional vulnerability as well.
digital access just makes it sound like it's more of a control, like they want control thing, and
Uh-huh.
it's like like, and maybe that's more of a defensive measure where it's just like, oh yeah, digital access just means control. It sounds
Mhm.
very defensive, but at the same time, it's like I don't like again, if you can't trust your partner to digitally be faithful, like
Mhm.
again, your relationship is halfway in the grave at that point.
Right.
And I'm not saying it can't come back. I'm just saying
Mhm.
there's definitely some steps to
Yes.
like definitely some steps to like, but Sam, I can't change Thursday to Monday. Monday is scout night with the kid, and I have kids on Monday and Tuesday. Stop it. All right, anyway, quit trying to control me, Zam. Our relationship is not going to work out if you keep trying to control me.
Leo Bear, that's my foot. Okay. So where do you draw the line with privacy? Do you need your own privacy in a relationship?
Not necessarily. I don't think I need privacy per se. I need my own things, but like it doesn't have to be private. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And that's how I feel about things too. Like he has his own things, I have my own things. Like he's not like let's go into the city every day kind of person, and I am. And so I do that, and he does. Well, he is a homebody, to be honest, and that's okay. So he lays in bed with Leo Bear and plays his games, and I'm in DC, like running around like a maniac. But
maniac, maniac.
kind of, um, but yeah, there's no like when you're. I feel like when you're in a relationship, you like when you say the word privacy in a relationship, I think that's like oxymoronic, and like that is another like you have some sort of issue that you need to work out, you know? I it feels like another controlling aspect. Um so yeah, I think you could have healthy tech boundaries um and most things. Leo Bear, what the hell are you doing? But yeah. So yeah, privacy to me is like a why do you need privacy? Because then my irrational fears will go way up. What do you mean privacy? Like I get that you have things, but if as soon as you say privacy, I am like my ears are perked up, you know? And it's not that I want to see everything, it's just like that word to me is kind of yucky. I don't know. Um so let's go down. Do you have do you guys fight over screen time?
No, I mean not yet, as I said, but I usually it's more just like it's kind of like we're
Sorry, buddy.
both on the same page on time.
Mhm.
Like as I said, like if she's starting to play Sea of Stars or whatever, or Tiniest
Yeah.
Bookshop or whatever on her, I'll grab the thing and play Pokemon.
Right.
Or if I'm watching TV and she'll jump on her, she's not really interested in what I'm watching, she'll jump on her Switch. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
kind of just like we kind of like have to feel like we kind of have to feel out where each other is, and like, do we really want to do this, or do we want to, do I want to do something else? You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like we have to do everything together per se. We can be in the same room and do two separate things.
Yeah. And that's it for me too. Like, there was a point, because, well, it's just the two different lives, I guess. Like at the beginning, where we had to learn, like, hey, you're on social media 24/7, and like I feel like I'm being ignored. And so then there was like a rule that we don't do social media on our phones, because it's just one of those things. It's not even our faults, but social media has become so addicted to everyone, because that's the way they planned it. And so it's not our faults. It's just is what it is. And he would catch himself like doom scrolling, and he's like, I don't even know why I opened that app, because I just opened it 30 seconds ago. Like, it was becoming like a thing that he was noticing. And then it was a thing that I would have a whole conversation with him, and he would not have heard anything that I said. So yes, we had a issue with that, but I don't care if he's playing, like, he's got some gotcha games on his phone, or he's playing his Switch. Like that, to me, that's a little bit different than just doom scrolling on a social media thing.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to start? Like, I know we've got a bit more. Do we want to wrap up, and then we can do a part 2 of this, like next week, since I'm off work?
We could. There's only 3 more sections.
Yeah, but we've only done 4 sections, and we've been on for 2 hours. I mean, I'd rather not
Trying
rush
to get
it.
rid of me?
No, I'd rather. I have to leave at 4 to go get my car.
Okay. Your car is still having problems?
It's just a headlight, but I mean, I have to have my daughter down at Scouts by like 5 o'clock, 5:30.
Okay. Let's just finish this section.
Okay.
Do you think, does texting make conflict better or worse?
Between the couple or between other people?
Both.
I mean, between the couple, no. I think texting's fine. I think it's great. I mean, sometimes it is hard to read attitude and context in a text message.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that can be a problem if you're looking for a fight, then you're probably going to find it in the text message, because you can't read context, and
yes.
like with other people, no, it just depends. I mean, it depends on your trust. As I said, do you think they're texting somebody they shouldn't be? Even if they're texting somebody they shouldn't be, like, and I'm not talking about like if they're texting a past boyfriend, do you trust them to be like, like, my philosophy is like, if you're on good terms with your ex, you shouldn't have to cut them out of your life just because they're your ex. I mean, look at me and my ex, like my ex-wife. It's like,
but that's different because you have kids with her.
Exactly. But that's the point that I was getting to, is that not everything is as cut and dry.
Mm-hmm. Like Squez, there were some issues at the beginning because he was still like sending her memes and stuff, and I'm like, this doesn't work for me. And she would never text him back after that, so it was like weird that he was still like, it felt like to me that he was still hanging on, and she was like,
I can see how you saw that. That's legitimate.
And so I was like, plus, like, not to get too much into the weeds of our relationship, because there were some spots we had to get over. There were like, he had all of her stuff still here. Like, he's such a nice guy that he was just like, yeah, your stuff can be here till you're done with rehab and whatever else. And it's like, you can't move on to your next relationship if you're still sort of hanging on.
No, I mean, I've been where Squez is, because after our divorce, my ex had a lot of her stuff still here at the house, and like, eventually I had to tell her, get this shit out or I'm going to throw it out.
Yeah, and that's like, I moved in and the stuff was still there, and I'm like, she had 2 years to get this stuff out. Either she doesn't want it or she's just using you for free storage.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I had. Somebody had to tell me, this is something that you need to take care of. Like, she needs to get this crap out of here.
Yeah.
It's not like I was using it. It's not like I could use it. Like, it was just.
And so finally, if you want to be a nice person, and this is me giving all that I have because this is it, we're going to put as much of it as we can in a van, and you're going to load up the van. We're going to drive up there because it's always nice having, because she's in New Jersey now. It's always nice having a new somebody helping you navigate while you're driving like that, especially in a place you don't know. So I'm like, I will be kind enough to help you navigate. We'll get there. We'll give her whatever stuff that she that'll fit in the van, and then that's the end. Like, like, how long are you going to pay for her phone bill? How long is she going to be on your insurance? Like, this is weird to me. Like, this needs to either be done or we can't start, you know. But yeah, so it was all like he was still texting her stuff, and that was weird to me. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I from that point of view, I mean, I see it where I'm like, I get it. And I'm not saying what you're feeling is not justified. I'm just saying, like, like it just depends on the situation. Every situation is different.
and so, but yeah, so there that some of that was a little bit weird when you see all of it together. Like, I was trying to be nice and understanding, but it was weird when, like, all of it together added up, then I
Well,
was
and I just to play devil's advocate here though for Squez, sometimes as guys we're dumb and we just don't realize. You know what I mean? Like we just don't
yeah.
realize, wow, this is still kind of weird and it's still kind of
And it wasn't in his way. It wasn't like he needed the space or anything, but it was like, so I get it. I get on some level that it was like, I'm helping her out, whatever.
well,
But
but and sometimes we're just like, like it's that cliche thing of like they always have a place in our heart, even subliminally if we know we're like, like we just some guys just we're just like, no, it's fine. It's not worth the fight.
mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
even sometimes
that's
it's
why
like
you
it's
and
not,
Squez are a lot alike.
huh?
You and Squez are a lot alike because of at that.
Well, he's more handsome, but
Not since he shaved his beard off.
hey, listen, I adopted it, okay?
I know. Has she ever left you on red?
Um, not on purpose, but she has. Like she's like accidentally looked at it, meant to get back to me, and then not, and yeah, it does kind of stress me out, especially early on in the relationship, where I'm like, great, now what's wrong? What did I do? Blah blah blah. I think we're kind of getting to that point where we're just like, oh, she must have looked at it and then walked away and got distracted. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in the
Once
beginning of a
you know
relationship,
the
you
person,
always
yeah.
yeah, in the beginning you always assume it's like worst case scenario, whereas now we're
Uh-huh.
kind of getting to the point where we're like, yeah, I mean, it's not like she's not like she's not just leaving me because I said something stupid. Like she'll be mad at me,
Mm-hmm.
but for a little bit, but she's not like, oh, I'm done with him.
But yeah,
She's met my dog and my kids now, so it's been, she's a
yeah,
bit invested.
and the same for me. It's I have left him on red, but it's because I saw my phone. I'm in the middle of doing dishes. Leo Bear is hollering for whatever dumbass reason. Like, I'm doing 10 things and then, like, also trying to get my video out for the day. So it's like I just get distracted, and like sometimes, like, I just want like a proof of like a quality of life check once in a while. Like, I like to know when he got to work, because he usually texts me, and he likes to let me know when he got to work, because again, the climate that we're living in with the ice and stuff, like, it's an irrational fear, but kind of not at the same time. So um yeah, I just want uh I like, there are certain things that, like, he normally does that if he doesn't do, then I'm like, crap, I'm scared. Is he alive? But yeah. But other than that, like, I understand we get busy at the like at the beginning, same for us. It was this sort of the same thing that does he not like, especially because we were not in the same state. Does he not like me anymore? What did I do? Oh my gosh. And
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
you can't, and you really can't look them in the eyes and be like, like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's a big proponent to that physical face to face. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And that's one thing that um that's one thing that we've just, as a society, we're really, I think we're struggling with,
Mm-hmm.
because as I said, we always need to, I don't know. I just
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a proponent that we're losing in that physical, like that physical faceness. I don't know. Never mind.
No, I get it. Like when you can be in the same room as somebody, you can like know their demeanor a lot better than even just on a Discord face to face call, because there's the tech kind of doesn't show the intimacy the same. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
And
know.
that's how I feel. But all right, I think this will be we'll do the next part of this. We have 6 and 7 and 8, which we might add to this a little bit to make it a full hour next time.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure 3 sections, we can make an hour. Like we
Okay.
did 5 things and it's 2 hours.
Okay.
Winnie, we can drag these things out. We could
We
take
have the
some.
power.
We have the power. All right, but no, I do have to jet because I have to go get my car. So
I really miss this, so I'm
me
glad we're
too.
doing it again. Hopefully we'll be able to get back on a schedule with them. We might record some and see how that does, just so that we have stuff out there and do like a premiere. So we can be chatting
Either
with you
either
while.
that, or we can like do like short episodes, like record the short episodes or something like
Mhm.
that, or like record a long episode and then split it into parts.
Mm-hmm.
You
Which
know,
is what I was working on before. So
yeah.
so we can have some shorts. But yeah. Anyway, please subscribe to me on all my things and to Cheeto on all of his things. His is Milk Toast Gaming, Milk Toast _ gaming. And mine is Winslow's Only Hope on everything. If you type that in Google, you'll find me. But yeah, so thank you, Cheeto, for this really good, strong video back. If you
I'm
guys
glad to be
have any
back.
questions, leave them in the comments. If otherwise, make sure you watch the replay if you got it in late. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Do you have anything else to say, Cheeto?
Nope. Have a great week, everybody. Hopefully